So this is a Tascam M1516 model. So the single chain starts off with the mic setup here, so you can put in your mics in here. Talks about goes to next line A in and your inserts. Okay, so your inserts are going to be like your effects processors, preamps, things like that. So the next thing we have your trim buttons. Okay, so when you're setting up a mic, you're going to use these trims to set up your mic properly. So you've put in a mic into this particular channel here. So you're going to take the trim and you're going to put it all the way to the right here. Turn it all the way up. And you're going to have your faders down on that particular channel. Have them down on your mixing board. I mean, down as low as you possibly can without it feedbacking like crazy. So this little light here, this little red little knob here, is called your oil light. So once you've talked into the mic and you've got the trim turned all the way up, you're going to see it blink, turn red. When it turns red, you're going to turn the trim back until it doesn't blink red anymore. This is like setting your mic up for success and giving it an overall volume so it doesn't sound weak when you're talking through it. This is a trick that recording engineers use when they're setting up their mics on mixing boards and all that. So the next thing here is a line B. So if I scroll down this board, it'll say mic line, post. I know this is kind of blurry, but anyways, and line B. So if you were to put down the line B button here, you're going to take this down and turn it into line B to get this to work. So the next is your pre and post auxiliary sends. So you have 3 of them here. And there you have the volumes to them also here too, right? Auxiliary send masters here. So if you were to set pre's are usually louder than post, right? So you're going to get a louder sound out of pre. So if you had an effects processor on this mixing board and you set it to pre and you would pull the fader down and you speak into it and say it was a reverb, you're going to hear that in your, if you had some headphones on, you're going to hear it on in the headphones. Because it's pre-fader. Post-fader is different. You probably wouldn't hear the effect in the headphones of using that. So, and here's your EQs here. So you have your high EQs, mid EQs, and low EQs. That's adjusting your sound and, you know, adding EQs to different instruments and everything. So here's your levels. So this turns up the levels of, you know, the volume on what you want in your guitar or anything. So here's your pans. So say you had an instrument to the right. Advanced panning would be turning it to the right of where the instrument is. Normal panning would just be trying little pans like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and vice versa. If you had a bass guitar at the left or something, you would pan it to the left of the bass guitar. That's advanced panning. Okay, so here is your level controls on your stereo. And so you got 1, 2 here, and level controls on your mono signals. Your headphones and your headphone jacks, you're setting up a headphone. Your left and right auxiliary sends, so you'd push them down on whatever channel, and you also have them here at the right here, so left and right, 3, 4, left, right, 3, 4. You scroll down on this particular board. So here's the master faders here. So this is also left 1, 2, right, 3, 4. So it's all connected when you do that. So initially you want your faders at 0 BD, 0 decibels. So the board shows the line here where you should have the faders at, and it shows it also here where you should have the faders at. Down here is your pre-fade listen button. Okay, so you push that down and you can listen to that particular channel. It cuts off the channel and you can hear it into the headphones just by itself. And if people don't already know that, dual boards are usually mastering boards. So if you're doing mastering for music, dual boards are primarily set up to do that. If you see anything with dual master and dual this on the dual post fader. Here it is again. Here you're setting up these channels here so you can use them here in the levels. Left, 1 left, 2 right, 3, 4. 1 left, 2 right, 3, 4, and the same with the master faders there. It's all setting up. So the dual master here, left, right, 2 right, 3, 4. This is like a volume control too. It just like turns up the volume. Same with the level here. Anyways, that gives you a little bit of insight on using a mixing board like this one. And so the EQ settings here like this, you can learn to different EQ settings that give punch to vocals. Like, so this middle one here, if I was to put it to 5K here, that would make the vocals very punchy and brilliant. So different EQ settings have different characteristics on whatever you're using, whatever instrument you're using, all that. Okay, great.